Hey, this is a Trendy Socialite. I hope all is well with you. Today's video is a video response to African Export's video regarding the recent article published in Essence magazine in the January 2012 issue, with some comments made by Key Martin regarding natural hair, YouTubers and vloggers and bloggers as well. So if you're not sure what all of the scuttlebutt is all about, I will post a picture of the comments for you now. So let me just say that I think my opinions regarding this situation boils down to three things: intent, hypocrisy, and credibility. And I know that sounds really kind of sinister and dastardly, but one, credibility. I think Essence understands or has come to realize that they do not have the influence, the following, or the credibility in the natural hair community that they may have in the relaxed hair community, because they really haven't catered to the natural hair community very much over the past few years, especially with this kind of surge of natural hair popularity, if you will, for lack of a better word. So I think that they realize that they don't have the foothold. They're not the voice of influence and the E.F. Hutton when it comes to the natural hair community. So honestly, I don't fault them for wanting to reach out to us. I don't fault them for trying to carve out a space for themselves in the natural hair community, because, come on y'all, let's face it, it's getting ready to be, if it's not already, it's going to be big business. And I think they realize that they're losing, or may have lost, a segment of their population because they haven't really fully embraced and addressed the natural hair community. So I think credibility is one issue, which leads to kind of the hypocritical nature of just what they have done over the past month or so. So like 2 weeks ago, on Facebook and Twitter, people were talking about how Essence Online had this natural hair Christmas gift guide, and all of these really popular natural hair YouTubers and bloggers were, featured with their Christmas gift recommendations. People like Natural Chica, and I think her name is Black is Beautiful, that's on YouTube, and some other people were featured. I think Michi Monroe, some other people were featured with their Christmas gift recommendations. And literally 2 weeks later, they almost totally unring that bell, in my opinion, by dissing these same people and saying you really shouldn't listen to them because they only talk about their hair. But come on over to the Essence hair community, where you'll have this sense of community and be able to share with others who are going through this transitioning process as well. Got all that. Not knocking you for pushing your hair form as well. I understand that. But I just think that that's a little hypocritical for you to say, for you to feature these people 1 week, a couple of weeks later, you're kind of dissing them and saying, no, don't really listen to them. But listen to us instead, because we're the cool kids. We're the ones really with the information. These other little guys over here, they're not really all of that. But they wanted their following. They wanted to tap into their followers, which is why, I'm sorry, I hate to say this, but I really think that's why, part of the reason why they feature them. Because if Essence would have just recommended these products on their own, people would have been like, well, who are you? Like, you don't know about natural hair like that. But because they put faces, recognizable faces with these products, it added to their credibility, and they got shout outs and kudos. I was even kind of surprised that they did that, and was kind of like, okay, Essence, you're trying to come up. So, but I think that's a little bit hypocritical to me. Once again, my opinion. And then what added to that hypocrisy for me was the fact that when I flipped back toward the front of the magazine, that at the opening letter from the editor-in-chief, that she was a naturalista as well. And I was like, really? So, sis, nothing, when you read that, when you saw that, nothing, no hairs on the back of your neck stood up. Nothing said, I may need to rethink this comment and what and how other people will perceive it. Because I hate to tell y'all, perception is reality. We all know that. It may infuriate us, but it's true. So I was a little disappointed that she wasn't a little bit more sensitive and savvy when it came to how that comment could be perceived by a segment of the population that the magazine and she is trying to reach out to. Which kind of leads me to the intent. I hate to be, I am a conspiracy theorist, so if you don't like that, you might want to stop watching it. But I really think that in an effort to build themselves up as a credible source as it relates to natural hair, they are attempting to diminish the credibility of other YouTube vloggers and people that have built thriving communities and thriving thousands and thousands of followers without Essence's help, without their stamp of approval, without their featurings, because these people have thousands of followers before a couple of weeks ago. And I think it's a little high schoolish, it's a little junior high to say, no, we don't think you should hang out with these people over there. We don't think you should listen to them, but you should really listen to us. One thing that I have learned about this natural hair community, and the one gripe that I have sometimes when there's beef, is that there is room in this community for everyone's voice. Some of the voices may not be voices that we choose to hear, but that's what freedom of speech is all about. I hate to say it, but it is. There are people who give information that I don't really care for. I don't listen to them, and I keep it moving. Simple as that for me. I don't really get all up in arms unless they're doing something illegal, immoral, or that could be detrimental to a person's health or well-being. Then I'll take issue with that. But just because I simply don't agree with the information that they give, I don't try to discredit them like that. I just don't agree. And the one thing that people are saying back is that you do need to be careful of the YouTubers because not all of them give good information, which is true to a great degree. But I would like to put forth that the responsibility of this discernment and of this of the discernment of the information that's put out there on YouTube or blogs is as much the responsibility of the viewer as it is of the vlogger. Just about every vlogger I know who's worth their salt says, this is what works for my hair. This is how I do my hair. My. Me. I. That's what they do. I mean, it's getting to the point where we're going to have to put underneath all of our videos, reviews, and tutorials, results may vary, because inevitably the first time somebody tries something and it doesn't work for that particular person, then it's somehow totally the YouTuber's fault. And that's really not fair, and it's not accurate. Results do vary. And it's just kind of that cliche, it's like that cliche, buyer beware. You have to bring some common sense and some discernment to the process as well. Because let me tell you something. Being a YouTube vlogger, being a blogger is more than a notion. It is work. As my grandma used to say, it's work. I mean, it is work. Coming up with content, actually shooting the videos, heck, choosing a location for the videos, deciding what you're going to wear, how you going to wear your hair, putting on some makeup if you haven't had it on all day. I mean, just all of those things. It's work. haven't even gotten to the editing process and uploading your videos. At the same time, you're trying to engage your viewers or your readers, and you're trying to answer their questions. You're trying to create this sense of community. The vloggers and bloggers that I know, they do this because this is something that they love to do. They want to be helpful. They want to be informative, which drives them and pushes them to do what they do. Essence is trying to make money. Don't fault them for that at all. A lot of vloggers are trying to make money now. Don't fault them for that either. But once again, I go back to the intent. The intent of the vloggers, in my opinion, is, well, the initial intent, it may have changed a little bit, but the initial intent of the vloggers was not only that of information, but of inspiration. And I think that is what Essence is missing, is the fact that these vloggers and bloggers are giving people a front row seat, a bird's eye view of their natural hair journey. And Essence can't really duplicate that with, you know, without having a face that people see constantly. Featuring all of these different styles, that could have just been one good hair day that entire year. But when you sit down, when you watch my videos, when you watch Miss Vaughn, when you watch African Export, and you look at her first video or their first video that they posted, and you look at them today, you're able to see that progression. You see the good, you see the bad, you see the ugly, you see it all. And you're able to get some inspiration from that. You're able to see, for instance, with Kim A2, however you feel about her, to go from her TWA to, you know, bra strap length, almost waist length, I guess now, hair. You're able to see that progression. Essence can't duplicate that without having a spokesperson or someone out front that they, you know, to be able to share that. Also, people connect with people. That's, in Essence, can't duplicate that either with the way they're going about it right now. I mean, people like me because they like my personality. People resonate with me, or I resonate with them. Same thing with African Export. Same thing with Natural Chica. First time I saw Natural Chica's video, I was like, I could just eat her with a spoon. I thought she was the sweetest, most precious spirit I had ever encountered, like, in my life. And she just made me, I mean, she could sell ice to an Eskimo. She is just so genuine and so sweet. So people resonate. They identify with that. And I don't know that Essence can provide that to a great degree. They can provide style. They can provide information. They can provide experts. But that inspiration piece, I think they're going to have a hard time really duplicating that. So I'd love to hear your comments regarding this. I have a lot more that I could possibly say. If you followed me on Twitter, you saw my mini rant yesterday about this whole situation. If you don't follow me on Twitter, what are you doing with your life? I'm just kidding. So follow me at Trendy Socialite. Feel free to leave your comments below. I know some people won't agree with me, and that's okay. I understand. I still love you. I hope you still love me too. Anyway, you all take care and be blessed, and I look forward to chatting with you. Take care. Bye.